and we'll get you the full-time score as soon as the whistle goes. Hopefully we'll be talking about an Ireland win. Alright, we're going to go for more from the Knocknagree camp in Croke Park. The last word from the man at the helm.
Knocknagree manager John Fintan Daly, a massive congratulations. You expected a highly entertaining and forward play game, and that proved.
Yeah, well, we like, Lisa, I said that to you, we like playing football the right way, and we like to let the ball, as the man says, put the foot back into football. We like doing that. If teams allow us, that's what we will do. Today wasn't the most straightforward game for us because our inspirational former captain Denny Cooper and Owen McSweeney, and I'll say it again, one of the best young forwards, not only in Cork but in the country, both, if it was anyone else, they would have been out of the game because they both had to take painkiller injections. Thank you to the medics for what they did for us, but you know, there was no stone, John, left unturned for this game, and we just got them on the field. We were delighted they played as long as they did, but I was delighted for young Chris White coming on. What a great young lad he is. He's like my adopted son. Someone said to me that you must be very proud of having your two sons on the team. Well, I tell you, Lisa, these are all my family. You know, within 500 metres of my house live 13 at the panel. And along our road, I always tell the joke, Niall O'Connor, the former great Cork footballer, will tell you the first child born on our road in 1989 was a girl. And the next 22 were boys. And 13 of that 22 are togged out here today. So, as Nick O'Dwyer said one time when they gave out about him after some game with Kildare, he said, we must be doing something right. So, when we got those 22 boys, we certainly made the most of them.
But my God, it wasn't without drama or without talking points this game, was it?
No, and we were disappointed. We conceded 2 goals very late on, but they were well into injury time, and you know, look, maybe we switched off, and in fairness to Multifarm, they came at us with a real passion and they never gave up, and they have shown that right through the championship. And I went in there and I had a heartfelt speech with them, and I think they appreciated. There was nothing patronising about it. I really meant what I said. They're a fine team, and coming out of Westmeath, you know, 3 or 4 of the Westmeath panel, the young Wallace and Danny Lockery, these kind of players, and the other Wallace, David Wallace, these are fine footballers and they would grace any pitch. So we don't often concede 3 goals, as John Tarrant here knows that. I don't think we've conceded 3 in the entire championship, but I think the game was done and dusted by then. And look, it's a fairy tale. You can put on a 43-year-old man, Jerry Carroll, who played here in this pitch in 1991, listen to this, played midfield in the All-Ireland Vocational School final for Rathmore School, County Kerry, with a Kerry jersey on him. And 6 years ago I was here with Miltown Castlemaine, County Kerry, in the intermediate All-Ireland final. I got plenty grief over that. But listen, on a serious note, a lot of our best friends are in Kerry. A lot of our relations are in Kerry. I think Owen Cormacan said in his article today, he saw where we were training on the morning of the game. He saw the signs in Rathmore and he heard we were training back in Balladove, and he says, no doubt about it, he says the signs were there as well, and there's no hard borders around here, he said. And that is right, because we're one community back there and we get on great. And the great thing about Kerry people, if you do it on the field, they respect you. And I've learned that over the years. You earn the respect the hard way, and we have done it the hard way here.
You have, and what's really impressed me, I suppose, is the forward play was excellent and the scoring was excellent, the first 2 half goals. But in the second half, the blocks that were going in at the back and the goalkeeping saves in the first half in particular, like Patrick Doyle put in some great saves. Yeah,
well, I think Owen Cormacan got his family trees correct as well. The goalkeeper is a nephew of the great Niall O'Connor, and let me say, the son of a Kerry underage footballer, Michael Doyle, or Mike Doyle, and the 2 in the full back line, one came off with concussion, Paul O'Connor, and his first cousins, and you have 2 more first cousins up front with Anthony and Fintan O'Connor. So at least you want to be careful who you're talking about here, because if you insult one, you insult them all. So you know, you look at Anthony O'Connor, what a great player he is. It wasn't his best day here at the office, he'll say that himself, but this is the key to our team. In the semi-final, with James Dennehy and John F. did all the work. In the final, Matthew Dilworth was a kind of an honest in the semi-final. He had a brilliant game today. You know, Fintan picked it up today. Collins was a colossus at midfield. Dunamine had his moments. You could go right through. Carol Daly in the half-back line. Andrew Sheehan came on from the bench. Tig Long came on. Sean Daly, by the way, he's not related to me. I can't claim him. He came on as a sub. And they're a fantastic group of lads. And Tomas Cooper in midfield for the older brother of Denny. He's probably in his shadow. But Tomas is a great man, a great footballer, a great guy, living down in Clonakilty, working as a wind engineer, up and down to training. They don't get a penny in expenses, Lisa. Not alone do they not get a penny in expenses, they put their hand in their pocket for the big fundraisers we had last year. We're going to build a new clubhouse in Knocknagree, and I can just see it now, a big colour billboard, Knocknagree All-Ireland Junior Champions 20 18, and when I'm dead and buried and gone to my grave, that'll still be up there, and that's what I'll remember.
Absolutely. Just as you mentioned, Paul, the concussion injury, is he alright?
He's fine. Paul spends a lot of his time distracted anyway, so a bit of concussion probably mightn't do him any harm. But look, he's only just 19 years old. When an average age of 23, it's fantastic, you know. And this boy here that's filming us, he's a younger brother of Patrick Doyle. Another one coming. We have 5 guys under 17 level, which are now minor this year. All of them were in the Cork development on the 17 panel. 3 of them made the match panel. You can see the difference they're going to make. What inspiration is that for them? It's a wonderful opportunity for them coming to this team, and I'm certainly can say now I'm going to stick it at least another year, but it's upwards and onwards. And look, we're just thrilled for our families, our neighbours, our friends, our club, our parish. Let me say again, the parish of Rathmore. One of the first schools we'll visit is Rathmore. Skullfubble, Unravor, Slievlokra, Skull Anava town. But you know, a great football stronghold, and we are celebrating and representing Duhallow. You don't know my history, but I spent 10 or 12 years coaching Duhallow as a divisional team in the 90s. We won back-to-back counties. We got to 5 county finals in 10 years. We reached the last 4 10 times in a row. I always said, if that team had been allowed out in Munster as a representative, we'd have won the All-Ireland. So that would have been nice to win the senior All-Ireland, because I've now been lucky enough to be involved in intermediate All-Ireland, but with your club, to win a junior All-Ireland, to do it in Croke Park, the 3rd biggest stadium in Europe. What a joy it is, and what a matter of pride it is for the Irish people to have a stadium like this. And I applaud again to Sean Kelly. What he did as president of the GA to bring this championship, it is the single biggest thing, without a question, that the GA has ever done for its clubs. Not just the small clubs, its clubs, period. Because only 5% of clubs nationally play senior football. What a wonderful thing it is. It'll drive these fellas, their children, their grandchildren, they'll frame those jerseys, and I'd say the grass games from Croke Park will be left on them, and I don't think they'll go put them in the washing machine.
John Fintan, what do we know about celebrations at this stage, because there might be people
at Lisa, you better go away now and sign off from the radio station and tell them I'm going out to the Ray Comore Hotel tonight, because this is an all-night party. 200 bedrooms block booked by Nottingham with 2 weeks. We have the whole hotel block booked. 800 people at our banquet. 4 other hotels: the Louis Fitzgerald, the Green Isle, the Ibis, and the there's a 4th one, name won't come to me. Yeah, I think that's it. And they're all booked out, so it's going to be a mighty night. But let me just repeat again, I said in another interview, I spent 32 years earning my living in Kanturk. I'm very grateful to Kanturk. I'm a self-employed solicitor. I'm great friends with the club, great friends with the young lads. I've coached some of them. I'm going to be here in Croke Park tomorrow anyway to support them. And if it means I'm late for the coming home celebration, John Tant will have to stand in my place and give a speech. But I will have to come here tomorrow, and I really wish them well, and I hope to God they win, because after Munster we went over to them to have one big session, right? I won't have a kind of a session, and they promised me if we won the All-Ireland it would be a home match. So if they win tomorrow, with a guaranteed session in Nottingham, mark it down next Friday night with 2 All-Ireland trophies.
Brilliant. Look, that's absolutely fantastic. Enjoy the celebrations tonight, John Fintan. Right. Thank you.
I think that's a contender for my favourite interview ever. That's John Fintan Daly. Absolutely beaming after that All-Ireland win today for Nottingham. So really, really good stuff from John Fintan there. France have just missed a penalty, so it's France 13, Ireland 12 into the last 60 seconds there. Doesn't look like it's going to be Ireland's day. Lisa, that interview was absolute gold.
Wasn't it? And that's why I was like, he'll sum it up. He just summed it up perfectly. An intelligent man, John Fintan, and paid credit to so many people there, and kind of just, I suppose, shared how it would mean so much to so many people. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I loved the way he kind of concluded on Kanturk tomorrow as well, because it's a big weekend for Duhallow as a division. Yeah. And to hear him say that, you know, they're celebrating tonight, but a big part of their weekend is making sure that they're back in Croke Park tomorrow to support Kanturk. I thought that was a really nice touch as well. Really classy stuff indeed. Are you heading out to the Red Coat tonight to join the celebrations? I won't, because I fear if I did, I wouldn't be in much shape tomorrow. I don't think you'd come back for about a week and a half, I'd say, if you went out there tonight. Yeah, no, I resisted the invitation there now from Nottingham. Well, I do appreciate it. Some of us have more work to